are a parent and you are sending money to your parents at home or to your parents at home, make sure to let your children know that you're doing this, because that is how they are going to learn. Hello everyone, good day and welcome once again to Victorious Living with Juliet. Today I am going to be talking about certain values you should instill in your children for your old age. Most of us have left our comfort zones, we've left our home countries, we've left our flourishing businesses, we've left our jobs, our high-ranking jobs, to relocate abroad because we want to give our children a better future. But do you know what's sad? What is sad is giving them this better future, having them live their best life, and then you are old and lonely and have no one to look after you. God forbid. God forbid for me. God forbid. God forbid. God forbid. Whenever I think about it, I always scream, God forbid. I'm sure it's not just me, and I'm sure a lot of us have not even thought about it. As a matter of fact, we all are praying and hoping to get old someday, even though we don't know how long God wants us to live here, but we are all praying and hoping to make it our old age, which is what God has promised each and every one of us by His grace. Now, imagine getting old and being left alone and having nobody to look after you. After you've sacrificed your own life, kind of, for them. Because locating abroad is like a big sacrifice for the children, especially for people who are already in flourishing businesses, who are up there already. You know, it's like starting all over again, you know, and it is not very pleasant. It is not very pleasant. Working as a district nurse really opened my eyes to family dynamics. If you don't know what I'm talking about, district nurses are nurses in the UK who render nursing care or nursing services to them in their own home. So it's practically designed for people who are housebound for one reason or the other. They can't go out, or they can't go to the hospital, or they can't go to the GP, or they need to be home to continue their care, that kind of thing, but they are not suitable to go to the GP practices. So we, the district nurses, we go to them. Okay, so doing this job, oh my God, really opened my eyes. And it's awoken me, and in fact that's what has inspired me to make this video, because I am thinking for our migrant brothers and sisters. I am really thinking for us. I am really thinking for us. I know that most of us are planning, oh, when I get old, I'm not going to retire in this country, I'm going to go home and where there is, you know, I can afford medical services with my big pension and blah blah blah. I can afford to pay for any healthcare service I want, blah blah. But then I tell you what, I've seen a lot of people who are also getting to the retirement age and who have no plans of going home, because now they have recorded that in addition to being able to afford this medical care at home, what is it like living without your family? One, then you remember that even the medical service is not guaranteed. Like the quality of care you get is not guaranteed. Like, you know what I mean? You can be having low potassium and somebody is treating you for malaria. So most of them now are scared to go home. And of course, you don't know what is waiting for you in your old age. Old age is when all the sicknesses come knocking. Diabetes, hypertension, this, that, glaucoma, everything. And you don't know what is waiting for you, God forbid. None of us know what the future holds, you know what I mean? So you don't even know if when you retire home, you'll be able to afford medical care with the pension you are hoping to be having, or the quality of care, or maybe you have a medical condition that requires, you know, frequent hospitalization or frequent visitation to medical facility. You don't know. So the best practice, which I have thought about, is preparing yourself for old age regardless of where. Okay, now say anything happens and you get old in this country, what is your fate? Even if you get old and go abroad, you still need support system from your children that you suffered for. I have lived a good life. So this has inspired me to make this video on certain values you should instill on your children for your old age. And number one of them is kindness and generosity. Kindness and generosity. See, most of us, especially we migrant families, we migrants DJ we immigrants, okay, those of us that have left our home countries and have gone abroad, where the diaspora people has to go to look for greener pastures. And of course, I will earn more a bit because the value of the currency value is higher on this side of the world. So when you send it home, somebody at home can appreciate it and can be very much useful for them. And nearly all of us, but I'm sure all of us, especially, at least I can speak for the Nigerians that I know, and I can speak for most of my Asian friends as well. All of us send money home to our families and our friends at home. Now, what I want to tell you is this: if you are a parent and you are sending money to your parents at home or to your parents at home, make sure to let your children know that you're doing this, because that is how they are going to learn. When you send money to your brother or you at home, back home in your home country, let your child know. Like I do that. Like when I send money to my mom, to my dad, to my siblings, I tell my children. And most times my son will be like, "Mommy, why? Why do you have to do that? Is she not working?" I thought grandma is working. And I say, yes, grandma is working. But as an African, it is our culture to look after our parents. And that includes financial assistance, even though they have, we still have to send them something. I know that at the end of every month, I have to give my mom something, regardless of how much she has. That is our culture. When you do that, you are passing that culture down to the child. Okay, and when they grow, they will remember that you did that. Mommy was generous. Mommy gave this and that. And in looking after you, in fact, you don't need to be sick for them to look after you, for them to send you something. Like I had a story, and in fact, I know this person's in particular. They don't know that they need to send money to their parents because they grew up here. They gave birth to them here in the UK. They are Nigerians. They gave birth to them here in the UK, and they were raised in them, and they're all working like in good professions, like very good. I don't want to call professional, but think of good professions. That is what they're all doing, and they didn't know that their parents who are retiring or who are taking it slow now needed financial support. So they go, if my daddy needs help, he will ask. It was another brother. The parents had to speak to somebody to say, we don't have money. It's, your children are doing so well. They don't give us money. And like, your children don't give you money? For real? And then the person went to speak to the children. And then the children now say, oh, we don't know. I don't know. Do I have to give them money? Why? They're working. I think if they need money, they will ask. It was a very funny story, actually. And then they didn't know, and these are good. I know these people. These are very good children, very good people, very good persons. I know them, but they did not know. They did not know. They were well raised, but they did not know that as a child, it is your obligation to your parents at some point, especially Africans, it's our culture to look after your parents. So my fellow diasporans, whenever you are sending money to your family, to your brothers, to your uncles, let your children know. In fact, sometimes my son goes, Mommy, you send money to your sisters and brothers a lot. I say, yes, because I am in a position to do that. And because I am in a position to do it and they are in need, yes, I will reach out to them. And I want you, when you grow up, to also remember to reach out to your sister should she be in need. Don't hesitate if you have, because we don't know which finger is going to be taller. So you have to instill these values to your children, even though you are raising them in the UK, because that is not the culture here. Here you go out with your parents, they pay their bills, and you pay your bills. Even if you are a millionaire, unless you're different or something else your orientation has changed, or your dad is spoiled or something, or you have that so much money, or you are naturally just a sharer. But it is so rare. We live in a part of the world where you have to pay house rent to your parents to live in their house. Yeah. And it is not our culture to do that. So as a diasporan parent, please teach your children these things, because you are doing it, or else they're going to grow up not knowing that you also would need. You may not need it per se, but we enjoy. Like, it's gonna give you joy when you're there. Your children are sending you money. Mommy, take this for your holiday. Mommy, take this. I booked a holiday for you. Mommy, take this and add for your holiday for the year. Mommy, take this for your that extra relief of stress, man. We need it now. We need it. Me, I need it to go, please. Oh, hey, God, I need it to. I need it to give me joy. So if you haven't been doing this, please, and please start now. Start now, and you will not regret. Don't just leave them in the dark. Let them know what you're doing. That is one of the ways you teach them generosity and kindness.